Hello. Let's see my stream is working or not. First of all, let's verify that. Okay, I will be looking at this particular uh, thing for now. Okay, let me see whether my stream is actually working or not. Okay, it seems to be okay. I am not blocking any view for now. Okay, so what we have is we have a Euler's project which basically focuses on different kind of mathematical problems, let's say, right? And within that, what we do have to solve is we will have to solve all this different kind of problems that there are. So it will be based on difficulty level and how many people have solved it, as you can see. So the first problem that we have over here is we need to list all the natural numbers below 10 and which are a multiple of 3 or 5. So we could get something like 3, 5, 6, 9, and then what's the sum of it, right? So we will need to find multiples of 3 or 5 below 1000. Okay, so breaking down the problem statement is basically, let's say we have a number, want to problem breakdown, let's just write something like that, problem breakdown, right? So problem breakdown is, let's say we have 1 2 3 4 5 6 all the way to 9, right? So among this what's the multiple of 3 and 5? So 3 will be 3, and then we go 6 and then 9, right? So 3 2s are 6, 3 3s are 9, and then for 5 we only have 1. The 10 is not included in it. So what's the sum of these four numbers? It will be equal to 23. Okay, so that's the problem breakdown. Let's write down our function. So multiple of, right? So you could write some descriptive name over here. So I will take n, the number that we need to go up to. So let's say, so I'll have to loop over the whole number. So for I in range, range will give out a list 1 comma up to that n number, and after that what I should do is okay, after that what I should do is I need to return the sum, right? I will have to return the sum of it, and sum will be, it will be a int and it will be 0 at the beginning, right? I'm just typing it, and if it is uh, so what we can do is, let's just to print multiple of 3 or 5 and up to 10 first now. And if we do print let's say if it is, if that I is divisible by 3 or 5, right? So how can we check that? So we can check that by using modulo, right? So if the modulo of I by 3 is equals to 0, so what is this doing? So if whenever we are doing a division related problem, it's like 3 and then you've got 6 inside, so after that 3 2s are 6 and then the 6 will come somewhere around here, 6, right? So it will be minus 6, and what will be the remainder of this? It will be 0, right? So we will check if it is 0, it is perfectly dividable by 3, hence it's what? It is a multiple of 3, right? So similarly we can use the same concept for 5 as well. So let's do that. So I modulo 5 equals 0, and if both of them are being divided accurately, what we can do is, for debugging purposes, I will show you the I as well, and next thing I can do is sum plus equals to the I, whatever the I that comes out. Okay, so let's run this code. Okay, so as you can see, what's happening over here is that as my code ran, it gave me an output of this, right? So it's giving me all the I value and then the final sum value as well, right? So as you can see, it's working just fine for now. So let's just increase the number. So we will need to go below 1000, so we don't need to do anything, because range will only do until not 10, if we are giving whatever the number in the function, not until n, but less than one number less than that, because it will start from 0. Okay, so range, if you just do range and then n, then this will also work, because what will happen is that, so let me just rerun this thing, so that will also work. Okay, so it will give out a false output over here, but that's fine because it does not affect the sum. Okay, so that is also fine. Okay, so it's only going to take the multiple up to 9. Okay, or otherwise a good way would be to show something like print and then let's say range 9. It will give out a list. So if I just run that line, as you can see, it will give out the range, right? So if I just do a list of this thing, then it will just be a iterable. I will need to find a shortcut for like selecting the whole line quickly. If I do home, it's going to go all the way up, right? So I will need to figure that thing out. So I'll just run this line. So as you can see, since we had 9 over there, that's why it's showing up to 9 only. If I do 10, it's going to show up to, the list will be up to 10. Okay, so that's just me trying to explain it to you. Okay, that's good. I think we should be good. Let's just add 1000 over there, since we need to find the sum for up to 1000, right? Okay, let's just do all Z, then it's more readable. Okay, multiples of sum of all the multiples of 3 and 5 below 1000, right? So just to 1000, that should work. So as you can see, it definitely printed everything. So that's the number or the sum. Let's go here somewhere. And check it. Check. Okay, that is correct. And I'm what, 1 2 3 4 5, so 1,006,768th person to do that, right? So next problem, let's move on to the Fibonacci problem, right? So I've got it open over here. So first of all, we will need to generate a Fibonacci series, I guess, over here. So even Fibonacci numbers, right? So each new term in the Fibonacci sequence is generated by adding two terms. By starting with 1 and 0, the first 10 terms will be this. So 2 plus 3, 1 plus 2 will be 3, and then 2 plus 3 will be 5, and 3 plus 5 will be 8, right? So by considering the terms in Fibonacci sequence whose values do not exceed 4 million, find the sum of. By considering the terms in whose values do not exceed 4 million, okay, sum of even terms, okay, that can be doable. Right, so let me close this thing. So let me move on to problem number 2, and here I will have to generate a Fibonacci term first of all. So problem breakdown first of all. Problem breakdown. So what should happen is that in this I will need to consider, so let's say I've got these sequences, right? So these sequences, so among these how many are even? Right, so even is, this is even, 8 is even, and this is even, right? So 5 plus 34 is even, so only two terms. For each new term, so do we need to give out the terms, or what is it, what are they asking for? By starting with 1 and 2, the first 10 terms will be this, right? Whose value do not exceed 4 million. Find the sum of, okay, sum. So first of all, let's write our function. So I forgot the Fibonacci sequence generator, so I think we will need n, and it will be something like a recursive function, right? So if something equals to 1 or something like that, right? So that's how they do it. Okay, let me just write print Fibonacci sequence, and then number, let's go until 10 over here, okay? So if n is only nth term, of course this will be int, right? So we will need to generate 10 different terms for it, and so when it is at the beginning, so when it is, if the term is only 1, so we will simply return 1, right? Else what do we do? Else we will have to give it a function. So since I'm considering from the term thing, we will need to generate a sequence first of all. So else n minus 1, right? So it will have to go back to that particular function itself. Else define Fibonacci number let's say I is the number equals 1, we return 1, and then otherwise we simply return I minus 1. Is that it? So what will happen is that if we give out this much, right, so it's just going to return 1 at the beginning. So if it is going to be 2, it's going to come over there and it's not going to return the sum. So what we will need to do is so if it is going to be 2, right, so it's going to get out of here, then it's going to, okay, I will need to call this function as well, no? Fibonacci number, and just run this thing. So it's going to go into that particular function, and then it's going to 2 is going over here, it's not 1, so it's going to be 2 minus 1, so it's going to go back, and then it's going to be 1 again, right? So it will be 1 minus 1, it will be 0. That's what will come out. So that's not what we want, right? We will need something like sum over here somewhere. Sum equals to 0, and then we will need to keep on adding the sum as well, right? So sum plus equals sum, no, I. Okay, so it's just going to come over here 2, and then it's going to go down over here, it's going to add that thing, right? So if it is 1, it's going to return quickly, otherwise so suppose 2 is coming over here, so okay, I did not do a recursive function over here, so fin no, and then what's going to happen is, so at the beginning it's going to go over here, right? So 2 is going to come over here, then after that it's going to go check this condition, it's not valid, so 2 will be added over here, right? So sum will be 0 at the beginning, right? Okay, 2 will be there, and then I is still 2, right? So it's going to come over here. So what we have in sum at the moment is sum equals to 2, and then it's going to go inside, and then 2 minus 1 is 1, so it's going to return 1, and that number won't be added, right? So the last number won't be added, I believe so. So even if I run this, what I wanted was, I wanted 3. The hell? Define delete, I guess I don't need that. My whole thing did not run, that's why I guess I'm getting the problem. Okay, what does it say? Callable blah blah blah. Okay. I defined the sum outside now, that's why. Okay, it's none. Wow. Okay, it's going over there, the function is returning it, but this is not returning anything, na? That's why. So even we've got the sum, we can simply print that. You can print the sum just to see it. It does not have to return anything. We can simply do it this way as well. So let me try rerunning. Okay, that's just going to stay over there. So let me just run this one more time. It's going to be 2 only. So but I was supposed to have I was expecting it to be 3, right? So so if I give it to 1, right, it's going to come over there. The sum will be okay, that is doable that way as well. Like I could have written something like sum equals to this much, right? And then I could simply add 1 plus this over here, because since 1 is already being returned above, right? Okay, this print is over there, that's why it's doing that. Oof. Why is that happening? What is happening? It's 2. Let's not worry about the sequence at the moment. So let's worry about generating the number itself first of all. So Fibonacci number, okay, calculating somewhere, I guess. Okay, so I can simply do sum equals to sum plus equals to I over here, right? And I'm not printing the sum, so let's print the sum. So in the beginning what will happen is it will be 2 that will be added when it goes inside. It will return 1 that will be added as well. Let's just do global sum. Yeah, now it will recognize, right? Now it should work. What the hell? Okay, the Excel logo, babe. Oops. Global sums. That's it. Global sum. That's what we want. Okay, do. Let's not print this thing out. What is actually doing such a behavior? So 2 is coming here, it's getting added over here, sum plus 0 plus 2, and then it's going here, 2 minus 1, it's going over here, and then it's going to add 2 plus 1, 3, right? Okay. I'm not sure why is it getting that 2 4 directly from. That's my only concern at the moment. Okay, it is going to be 2 0 2 plus 0 plus 1 is 2, then it's going to print out 2. Should not it print out 2? Why is it printing 4? That's my only concern. Why is it not doing that? Why is it not? Okay, yes, it is printing 2. Okay, let's not run this in interactive mode. This is really being confusing. Okay, let me just open the terminal to the side. Okay, So while starting, I have started to debug it. Alright, so let me just hide this thing, let me hide the other thing as well. So debugging is actually good, right? Of course. Close that. And now what I can do is I is 2 at the moment, right? So it's coming over here, it's adding that thing up. It's not recognizing. The sum is already 2. How come? How come the sum is already 2? I have not assigned it to be 2. Okay, where is the global variable? Okay, sum is 2 after it's been assigned, right? So while starting, I have I was just opening the stream side by side. Okay, that is there, right? So sum is 2 now, I is 2 as well. Okay, now we are there, I is 1, right? It will return 1 directly. Okay, it's not printing that thing out now. Okay, it's coming back, then it's going there. Okay, the innermost of it will return 1, right? Then subsequently, let's say if it is 3, then what would happen is that so it would come over here, let's say it will be 3, and then 2, it will simply be added with the other number, right? I think so. So if I simply run this, terminal in new area, and if I simply run this now, so at the innermost it will simply be returning, because every time it until it reaches 1 it will return over there, so it will simply bring back all 1, and then it will, after that it will add and then bring back, right? So this function would eventually return everything. But what about the last one? Alright, so if I were to run this thing again, whoopsie, okay, let's open it in interactive mode. Okay, it's printing 3 and then it's printing 5. So 5 is there, right? What if I simply add this thing? Exit, and now when I run this thing, I don't need to run it in interactive mode or anything. It will be 4 and 7. Alright, so what's the final sum? So final sum will be 3, right? 3, 2, 5, 1, 6. It should be 6. Not that. Okay, it does not have to be doing that. Right, only when it is before it returns this, it will need to sum 1 over here, right? So sum plus equals 1, not every time. Let's just define this thing somewhere here. Global sum. Alright, so now it should work as expected, I guess. So print sum, right? So let me just comment this thing out. Now when I run it, clear, when I run it, is it working as expected? 325 plus 1, yep. So that is done. So what we can do is, so we don't need to sum this thing as well, because we are only finding it for even numbers of it, right? So I just don't understand the problem a little bit, because by considering the terms in the Fibonacci whose values do not exist, whose values do not exceed 4 million, is it the sum that should not exist? Like, is it, I'm not sure about this, is it the sum of terms should not exceed, should be less than 4 million? I guess so. Is it that? And over here as well, we don't need to sum every number of it, because if it is only, so if let's do it from this one, huh? From this thing, so it's not going through nth number of times, right? So first 10 terms of it will be, so if, let's just write something, so if I is 0, then oh, I'm starting to write it in another thing. So okay, so let's just find out a shortcut for this. When I am at the end of a line in VS Code, shift tab, it's not, you can press tab key, shift tab, really, is it that? It's going to go backwards, not, decrease. This is ask Copilot while it is doing that. Let us of course that can be done from there, but it can't be done from here now. That's the issue that I have. How can I do that? Control Shift I. Okay, so if I were here and I had done this and Control Shift I, it's not going to do that. So if I do Control Shift I, it's not going to do that. I will need to go back. Beginning of a line in VS Code. In mind, if I, okay, now I know. What I used to do was I used to do Control O, na, that's why. Got it, got it, got it. So what I was thinking was, let's say if this is the thing, right? Now we are generating that. Now what if I write for the define nth term and let's say bn right? So what should it return is that nth term, right? So okay, so nth term, so 3 will be what I'm actually giving the number of it, right? So this will be 4. So if I were to give 4, this will break down, I guess, my thing for sure, right? It should break down because 4 it's going to go all the way, and then it's if it is divisible, it's going to come back to, okay, first of all it's going to go there and 2, and then 2 is divided by that, and then now it's going to do that. Now if it is 3, it's not going to do that. So first of all, let me do this, right? And if I were to do that, it will come back here. This will give out wrong number, right? I am guessing so. 10, right? 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. It should have been, still it should have been, whether it's a Fibonacci number or not. That's how it should have shown. Right. Does this require a generator or something? And because 4, it's coming over here, it's already being added. It should not have been added. It should not have been added. You should have checked whether this is, of course that will always be a nth term. It's not going to be 4. So nth term, I'll have to think in that thing, right? So it's always going to be nth term. So it's always going to be nth term. So it's always going to be nth term, because this does not make sense. Why would you pass 4? What does that even mean? Fibonacci number. So it will always be n. So it will have to be 4 times. That's the loop that should run basically. Right. Okay. So we will need to figure out the previous number. So at the end of it, so let's just think it from 3 terms only, okay? So what's going to happen is it's going to return 1, right, at the least down the bottom. So it's going to return 1, then it's going to come back to the existing functions where it is 2 at the beginning, right? So it's going to add, sum will be 1, then it will be 2, then it will be, no, that will be 2, so it will be, what will be, what will it be, 1 plus that will be 3. It will go like this, it will miss 2, isn't it? Then it will come back, then it will be 3, right? So the sum is already there, so it will be 3. Is that it? Is that how it is doing, or am I messing it up? What am I doing here? Okay, now maybe if I want to run this thing, it will be 6. That's not the correct answer, is it? It is. But it is 1 at the beginning. Right, then it is going to come back. Then it will be what? 1 plus 2. It will be 3. Mm, mm. That will be 2 and then it will be 3 after that. Right. Up until here the sum would have been 6. For the 4th term, it will be sum plus 4. Nope. There should be a previous number marker, right? Because it will have to increase by that number. So at the beginning it will be 1, then it will be 1 plus 1, then after that it will be 1 plus, no, it will be 2 plus. And that's how we are getting 2. Just a problem again, starting with 1 and 2, right? Okay, let's just say this is 2, then it's what? Better to do it this way. By the previous number, there will be 2. Then after that, even for this case, it will be 2 plus 1, there will be 3. For this number, it will be 3 plus 2 plus 2, 5. Then will be 5 plus 3 will be 8. Okay. Previous number, current number, if it is 2, right, if it is 3, it's just going to add it by previous number. So similarly, it's going to be 8 plus 5, 13. Previous number. But will that be required though? That will be already there. Right, it's not the I that we should be summing, is it? because that's just going to be nth term. So how many times the loop will go inside, right? That's not required. But if I were to do this, so if it is going to, if I were to not sum it, then it will be 3 minus 1, right? So it will be 3 at the beginning, it will simply come over there and it will go 3 minus 1 and then it will go inside. It's not going to do anything. It will reach the return statement section, then after that it will be 2 minus 1 and then it will go inside. It's just going to return 1. It's not going to work. So that return will be 1. That's okay. The inner should return 1. That's fine. Right, that's fine. The sum will be, so the second term, let's say if it is 3, right? So if we are dealing with 3, it has to be added with the previous number, right? So it's going here, it's returning 1, and then after that it's going to be added with the previous number. Okay, it's going to be added with the previous number. So previous number is 0 for now, let's say. So what's the previous number? That will be continuous, that's for sure. That will be continuous, as you can see over here. But even then, it will be 8 plus 5. So it's just going to be a looping statement. It's not going to be contiguous as well. Right. When you are sitting on 2, so let's just handle 2 for now. Let's just assume that to be 2, and then if it is 2, we simply return otherwise we will simply do, if when we are in 3, what should happen is when we are in 3, all those things should not work. It should be 3 plus the previous number. Okay, so whatever the return of that function, let's just say that sum equals to Fibonacci number, and that should be, so when we are in 3, we will be getting what? That's the previous number, and should be I plus the previous number. Sum will be sum will be plus previous number, because when we are in 3 it will go over there, it will go inside, it will simply return that immediately, that's for sure. And it's going to be 2, and then that number is just going to be I. Even that will not work, it has to be sum plus previous number plus. So when we are in 3, it's going to be, the I will be 3. So how do we add that? This will return 2, right? So I plus that. So when we put 4 over there, it will return 4 minus 1, 3, right? So it will go over there 3 again, and it will go inside over there. Will be, will go inside, it will return 2, and since we are in 3, 2 plus 3, okay, it will return that number. I think I'm pretty close. Let's just close this thing. Oopsie, what I closed was a wrong file. I should have opened this thing, not the other one. Now when I do this, global sum comma previous number, right, it's just going to return 2. Is it going to work? 3, 3, 3, third, first, second, third, right? It's not just that. It's not adding this. You don't need this, I guess. And it's going to be 10. Right. I plus that number, return number, will give out I plus the return number. And that's it. Previous number will give out 3, right, for the second term. For the third term it will be it will work out, I guess, because what will happen is that when we are in second term it will return 1, right? So this will be 2 plus 1, it will be 3. Let's just run that. So let's just visualize this. So it will be 3 at the beginning of it, right? 3 will be there. Next, when it is going inside, it will simply go over there. Previous number will be 1. Three. It's going to be 4. Don't need this, I guess. that, it has to return something now. Okay. I could add it to a list. That's doable. But is it a good approach though? Let's try that. Huh? So let's do something like Fibonacci sequence equals to something like 1. Alright, so for verify something, Fibonacci, it will take n for I in range 1 to n, and then what do I do is Fibonacci sequence dot append. Alright, the previous number, right? So append, there should be Fibonacci sequence, and its previous number will be n minus 1 comma plus, it will be 1, right? And whatever that number is coming, why is it that print Fibonacci sequence? Let's just clear the terminal for now. That's not what I want. Right. 3, it's going to loop 1 to 3. So this is going to be this, right? So at the beginning this is going to be 0, that will be, I mean, if it is 3, if it is 1, what will it append? It will simply append that. Alright. Oh man, why am I even opening this thing? It should have been 2. Right. Previous number is already there. Previous number plus, okay, it should be previous number is there plus Fibonacci sequence I minus 2 as well, plus 2 numbers. And if it is 1, it is simply return 0. Just don't need this thing, I guess. Okay, that's acceptable. We can handle that particular error. This is 2, 3. I minus 2 is not working either. So 4. Out of range. How is that possible? It will need to loop from there. Let's just begin 1, 2 there, right? We'll have to start from 1, and then now it's going to be 5 and something like this, right? So let's just do 10, and then it will be all this number, right? Okay, let's just put this thing inside somewhere here. Let's just do this, right? Return yield Fibonacci sequence, right? So when we have yielded that as a generator, our generator object is this. So for I in generator, if I is divided by 2 equals to 0, then we can simply return let's just add a sum equals to 0, then we can simply do sum plus equals to I, isn't it? Mm, 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 Generator is there, and I think what will be I? Print I. For generator objects, will it be? It will be that, right? I will be the whole thing. I will be the whole thing. I don't need that. I want from the generator. I simply want the whole thing, isn't it? So that will be a generator object, and when I do that, it's not looping over individually. Why is it not doing so? Let me see. Or let's just do something like looping over generator. Python I don't even need to do that, is it? I could have simply, let's just look at the docs. Clear, let's run this thing in interactive mode. I need to customize the cursor as well. Okay, interactive mode is there. Type of generator is generator object, and when I do help generator, okay, generator size of generator, maybe it's not really useful. That's not really helpful, is it? Generator. It's not doing in mine. Let me just do this. It's coming at one go. Why is it doing that? Can I put it in range? Range can be used for any iterable. Can I do that? Can I do that? Let's just make that into a list and get it done. Oh, okay. I will have to do that. But how can I do it for this one? How can I do it for this? That is fine, but b equals to b, and then it will be a plus b. Okay, not what I expect. Okay, let's just make it simple. Let's just make it into a list. Let's turn this into a list, and then f2 seq. Let's not go into that. Okay, when I do this, what the hell? It's still giving me that. Let's just make it even simpler. It's just too much task. So let's not yield anything. It's return. Don't need a generator, that's it. Right. That's what I want. I don't need this thing. That's it. I don't need anything. Now it's looking like a wow. Great. So let's go home. Let's go here. Okay, it's going to be 2, and then 8 is added, and then 34 is added. Is it? Okay. Looks like it. Sum is that much, right? So while sum is less than 4 million, but we simply need the sum, isn't it? That's what the problem says. What we need to answer for this question? whose values do not exceed 4 million. Let's just ask the same question, copy it, let's bring it here somewhere to ChatGPT. Okay, let's go here somewhere. Explain the question. No code, please. Until you reach first term that is larger than that. Okay, maybe that's what I am thinking as well. Sum is less than 4 million. Let's go there. Plus equals 1. Euler. Will this work? This is to until 100. Is correct. Nope, don't think so. So it's 10, right? This is generate even list first of all. Even list. We could have an even list and then we keep adding it and then we check the sum of it, and if it is not equal to 1000 we go back again, we increase that Fibonacci number, the Fibonacci terms, right? Will that be a good idea? But That's what we are doing over here, isn't it? Why are we getting such a number? So when we only do sum is less than 100 and n we are increasing, right? So we go n over here, sum is 5, let's suppose that. 246. We should not get that, is it? Less than 5 should not have happened. So n will be 1 at the beginning of it. It will go there. 1 is already there. So 1 minus 1 will be 0. It will be 1. Let's just debug for now. Let's just debug from here. So let's just close this down. Let's debug here. Sum is 0 and 1. Fibonacci is 1. I don't need this thing. Breadpoints. Roll stack. Don't need that. Let's just look at the global variables. It's going down there and it's not one. Is it? 1 to 1, it's nothing. Okay, it will be less than that, so not going to run anything. It's just going to return the same sequence. So it's going to go over there. It's fine until now. Now the n should be 2 in my opinion. It will be 2. Fibonacci as well, it will be 2, it will go there, it will return a list of 1, 2. And the I will be there. That should not happen, should it? It should not happen, it should not go from 1. It does not have to check. Otherwise it will be counted twice. It should not happen. So we only generate 1. That should not happen because it will basically need to run this thing for nth number of time when the sum is thing. Right, it went inside one row with roller required IO and this was equal to 2 pani भित्र गएपछि के भयो त एक र 2 आयो लिस्टमा फेरि तल आयो अनि तलबाट फेरि के गरे रन हैन तीसरो फर्मुला लगाएर जोडेर ठिक छ हुन्छ सम्म लगाएर जोडेन आई के भयो 2 भयो हैन 2 र 2 मिल्यो अब यसले 2 मा लगाएर जोड्यो सम प्रिन्ट गरिदियो ठिक छ अब 3 भयो हैन 3 भएपछि फेरि यसले जेनेरेट गर्ने हो भने फेरि त्यो 2 त फेरि अर्को पालिको लुपमा आउने हो नि त हैन त किनभने अब यो फेरि यसरी भित्र गएपछि अब यसले अर्को एउटा नम्बर जेनेरेट गर्ने हो लिस्टमा अपेन्ड गर्यो लिस्टलाई 3 बनायो लिस्टलाई 3 बनाएपछि त अफ कोर्स यहाँ गएपछि त फेरि 1 बाट सुरु हुने भयो नि त फेरिबाट सुरु हुनु भएन त्यो कुरा डबलचोटि मात्र भयो होइन जेनेरेटर भयो भने नेक्स्ट गएर गर्नु थियो कि जस्तो लाग्छ मलाई तर त्यो लिस्ट पनि फेरि उयो भएन नि त लिस्टमा एड गर्दै जानु पर्यो होइन लिस्टलाई बाहिर राख्दाखेरि बेटर कि जस्तो लाग्छ त्यो भएर पनि त्यो लिस्ट भइहाल्यो तर त्यो लिस्टको लाई सबै यसमा लुप गर्नु भएन नि त किनभने हामीले फेरि 1 2 3 लाई फेरि गरिरहेछौँ so it should not loop through it. Let's just see one more time problem statement now. Open notepad for now. So सुरुमा 3 भयो भने यसले के गर्ने भयो 1 2 सुरुमा यो हिसाबले यसले 1 निकाल्ने भयो कपी गर्ने भयो and come down it will add 2 here it will come 3 here 2 3 के गर्ने गर्दैन त किन तर लिस्टमा त त्यो गर्न मिल्छ नि त होइन फिबोनाचीले जुन रिटर्न गर्छ जुन लिस्ट रिटर्न गर्छ यसले यसैलाई नै मैले सम गरिदिउँ होइन त सम इक्वल्स टु पाइथनको उयो नै छ त समवाला होम जाम सी ट्याब यति गरेपछि त फेरि जति हो लिस्टको त्यो चेक गर्दै बस्छ नि त के भयो इट इज नट कलेबल लिस्टमा सम लाग्छ भनेर ट्रेबल चाहिए था मेरा ट्रेबल तो ट्रेबल ही ठीक है लिस्ट पर तो मात्र लाते रिटर्न दे दो इंटीग्रल कंप्यूटर में चलता the function to call the function call the function not a sum long function every time calls sum equals to sum total sum base wala way समझ Fibonacci sequence right now how about hit that here in chain okay sometime the fairly in the thin or a term so soon sequence में तो भाई अनि 25 सेकेन्ड में गएपछि 2 थप्यो त्यो भएपछि हाम्रो सम 3 गयो पछि 5 थप्यो सेल 9 भयो त कसो त 9 केही पनि गरेन 1 हाल्दाखेरि 2 हाल्दाखेरि के भयो 3 हाल्दाखेरि आयो 2 minus 1 भने 1 आयो होइन 1 आयो 2 minus 2 आयो 0 भयो त्यही भएर त्यसले 1 नै लियो अपाइन्ड 1 नै गर्यो एकचोटि यो लुपमा बसेर एउटा फेरि यहाँनिर बसेर हेरौँ प्रिन्ट दुईचोटि 1 ल्याउने भयो टाइम लाग्यो 10 लाग्यो Fibonacci sequence ठिकै छ त 2 आयो होइन त्यो आयो अनि 3 भइरहेछ 3 हाल्दाखेरि फेरि पनि 3 आएपछि and the 4 भयो नि त 1 भयो and 0 and 1 भयो सुरुमा अनि 2 भयो अनि 3 भयो 3 हुँदाखेरि why is it pending, right? It should not bend. Should it? Three, that will be 3. So if I simply 2, you know that will be by 3 by. And I will print print. And how do you if I go here, it will be 1. सम भनेको भने टिचरको बढी आयो एन्ड भनेको 2 आयो फिबोनाचीमा 2 छोडेपछि 2 नै भयो ल ठिकै छ फिबोनाची सिक्वेन्स प्रिन्ट गर्दाखेरि 1 2 आयो ल ठिक छ त्यसपछि त्यसको सम भनेको 3 भयो ल ठिक छ 3 भयो होइन तर यहाँ आएर किन चिप्ल्यो त यो 3 कहाँबाट आयो लिस्टमा एन मात्र हेर्दै जाने पहिला सुरु एन मात्र हेर्दै जाउँ पहिला सुरु सिक्वेन्सहरू मात्र हेर्ने समसम छैन 3 आयो थर्डमा छिरेपछि सिक्वेन्स किन बिग्रियो 3 आयो 3 मा आयो 1 नम्बरमा आयो सुरुमा लुप चल्यो ओके 1 मा आयो 1 - 1 भनेको कति हुने भयो लिस्टमा 1 2 हुने भयो नि त्यसपछि गएर 1 minus 1 भनेको minus minus 1 भनेको 0 हुने भएन 0 को चाहिँ 3 छ त्यहाँ 3 minus 2 भनेको 1 आयो 92 सम गर्दाखेरि 3 आयो त्यही भएर प्रब्लम गयो त्यसले त्यसै त कुरा मिलेन नि मलाई एउटा कुरा हेरिदिनु पऱ्यो यसलाई यसो फिक्स गरिदिनु पऱ्यो फङ्सनमा 1 र 2 भयो भने केही नगर बनाइदिनु पऱ्यो 2 गऱ्यो भने कुन चाहिँ काम मिल्छ त कमको रो राइट ओके एन्ड यो भयो अनि त्यसपछि गएर यसरी गर्दाखेरि यसलाई ठिकै छ यसको सम भनेको 1 गर्दाखेरि पनि 3 नै आउने भयो होइन ल ठिकै छ सम त्यति आयो त्यति गरेपछि सम त के भयो यो भयो होइन -1 गर्नु पर्यो त ठुलो मिल्छ मैले खोजे जस्तो भने त मिल्दैन नि 4 गऱ्यो भने नि 6 हुन दिनै भएन कि फङ्सनले जेनेरेट गरिसक्छ 3 हुने बित्तिकै अथवा थ्री खाइसक्यो होइन अब त्यसले 4 हाल्छ कि हाल्दैन ल्याउँछ 2 ल्याउँछ दस गऱ्यो भने नि यो त रोकिन्न हो यसमा 10 भन्दा 1 बढी नै रोकिरहेछ होला 13 मा रोकिरहेछ नि त 0 बाट सुरु गर्ने हो त बढाउनु पर्यो नि यसरी जानु पर्यो यसलाई यसरी लानु पर्यो हैन त्यो भएपछि यसलाई enter the term हैन फेरि हाल्यो नि के फरक परेर दसै हाल्यो भने नि फिबोनाची अनि यसमा 10 गऱ्यो भने कति छ यसले तलको लागि गरौँ हैन फिबोनाची 10 ले 34 दिने भयो हैन that's what we want one गऱ्यो भने return one गर्ने 2 आयो भने के गर्ने भन्दा के नगर्ने right should run should be what the heal okay it should be 2 आयो भने 3 गरिदिने थ्री होता 39 बने नराखिकन गर्दाखेरि मैले यसलाई प्रिन्ट हैन प्रिन्ट फिबोनाची सिक्वेन्स फिबोनाची 10 गरेँ भने यसले त के रिटर्न गर्दैन अफ कोर्स यो मात्र गर्यो भने पनि मैले प्रिन्ट सिक्वेन्स गरेँ भने फिबोनाची सिक्वेन्स गरेँ भने यहाँनिर 3 राख्यो भने फेरि अर्को बिग्रिने होला हैन 1 2 3 4 मा आयो 4 माइनस 2 गर्यो नि त त्यसले 4 माइनस 2 गर्ने zero 4 गर्यो हैन 4 माइनस 2 भनेको 3 गयो त्यो प्लस त्यो गर्दा 5 आउनु पर्ने हो। Okay. यहाँनिर फेरि बिग्रियो। My Fibonacci sequence is gone. तीन आयो हैन, 3 आयो भने 3 माइनस 1 2 यो भनेर 0 1 and 1 गरेर कुरा मिल्छ त। 3 आयो भने 10 आयो हैन, 0 1 3 आयो भने के हुने भन्दाखेरि लिस्टमा चाहिँ अपेन्ड गर्यो। एक आयो, एक त्यहाँबाट खायो तै पनि एक भन्दा मुनि नै आयो, 0 मा आयो। 0 मा आएपछि उसले के गर्यो, जिरोमा आएपछि उसले आई लियो, 0 लियो, 1 गर्यो अनि 0 माइनस 1 भन्ने छैन नि त होइन र। होइन नि, 3 गयो भने त उसले 0बाट सुरु गर्ने भयो। अरे के गर्छ त यहाँनिर फेरि, यसमा गऱ्यो मैले आफूले क्लोज गरेर चाहिँ डिबग गरौँ, राइट। डिबगर चलेन, के भन्छ डिबगर, डिबग पाइथन फाइल एरर आइसक्यो। Console buffer size in dimension parameter top। अरे भाई run and debug Python debugger Python file। That's it। and 3 IO and 3 IO त्यसपछि गएर open गर्दाखेरि no one by यहाँनिर बिग्रिसक्यो। कन्ट्रोल गरेर यसमा के आयो 0 आयो 0 भनेको के हुन्छ 0 भनेको 1 हुन्छ 0 माइनस 1 भनेको के हुन्छ यसरी त जानै पर्यो 3 त जानै पर्यो 0 मा त आएन नि त हैन 1 मा त आयो 1 माइनस 1 भनेको 0 मा आयो n भनेको 3 भयो हैन यसमा आउँदा नि उले 3 नै हाल्छ केही समस्या भएन हैन I भनेको 1 मा थियो को लुपमा किन गरेर त मैले I लाई सिधै 2 बाट गरे हुँदैन 2 बाट गरे भने हुँदैन त out of index go for 3 आयो हैन 3 3 3 out of index भइसक्यो नि के भएन नआउनु पर्ने हो out of index okay it's not working that way as well out of index भयो भनेपछि that's it एक अगाडि देख्ने गर्नु पर्यो हैन यसलाई 10 गरेर हेरौँ नि त 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 वटा जोडियो नि त यस्तो भएपछि छ्याउ त्यो हो out of index त भन्ने नै भयो किन भन्दाखेरि त्यसरी जाँदाखेरि त्यसले भन्छ 3 राखेर जाँदाखेरि पनि भन्छ भनेन तैपनि मेरो इस्यु द प्रब्लम त सल्भ भएन 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 did not solve it okay 1 गरौँ n minus 1 रेन्ज चाहिँ यतिसम्म मात्र जाने that will bring about another issue फेरि त्यसरी त मिल्दैन नै चेन्ज गर्न त भएन Okay, if I do this, अब यसले जाँदाखेरि कहाँसम्म जान्छ 10 गयो भने यसले 1 देखि 9 सम्म जाने भयो 9 चोटि 1 देखि 9 गर्दाखेरि त 10 हुन्छ नि हैन तर त्यसले भेट्छ त ठिकै हुन्छ त भन्ने कुरा हो किन भन्दा 10 आयो 1 आयो 1 आयो 1 माइनस 1 गर्दाखेरि पनि 0 त्यो नै भेट्यो 1 मा केही नै भेट्दैन त्यसले त्यही भएर आउट अफ इन्डेक्स इरर त आइ नै हाल्छ यहाँ 1 आयो हैन त्यसरी जाने हो भने त फेरि 2 नै उयो नै चाहियो इन्डेक्समा त 2 नै गर्नु अनि मात्रै 1 गरेर जान सक्यो पप गर्दै नै हुन्छ लास्टको लागि त त्यसै केही फरक पर्दैन आफ्टर इट्स बिन क्यालकुलेटेड फिबोनाची सिक्वेन्स डट पप गरिदिएर पनि सोल्युसन त आइहाल्छ त हेल यसलाई लुप पाइरहनु भयो नि त होममा जाम लुप पाइहाल्यो स्लाइस चाहिँ गरे नि भइहाल्छ मिलाउनको लागि त 3 6 9 10 त आइहाल्यो हैन अब चाहिँ त्यो प्रब्लम मेरो फिक्स भयो भनेपछि अब चाहिँ मेरो समबाट हेरौँ so my sum let's do this list out the index and सुरुमै कतिमा राख्नु पर्यो त मैले भन्दाखेरि यसलाई सुरुमै मैले 1 बाट सुरु गर्नु पर्यो त 2 बाट सुरु गर्नु गर्ने Alright, we will continue with this next stream. I will leave it at this.